There is a question that haunts the modern world, a question that acts as a gatekeeper for every new idea, every project, and every field of study. It is a question born of ruthless efficiency and a worship of the practical. The question is, what's the use of it? This question is a demand for a straight line. It presumes that the path from A to B, from investment to return, from research to application, should be predictable, direct, and short. We are conditioned to believe that the most valuable work is the work with a clear, predefined purpose. Anything else, curiosity, play, pure exploration, is treated as a luxury, an indulgence, a waste of time. But what if the most useful things in the world did not come from the pursuit of usefulness? What if the straight line is a myth, and the most world-changing innovations are the accidental byproducts of a journey that had no destination? I want to take you to the 1930s. A man named Abraham Flexner, an educator, was given a fortune by a pair of philanthropists and a completely blank slate. They asked him to create a new kind of university. Flexner had a radical, almost heretical idea. He decided to create an institution that was, by the standards of his day and especially of ours, perfectly useless. He called it the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, and his vision was this: there would be no students to teach, there would be no classes to give, there would be no deadlines, no required publications, and absolutely no expectation of a practical outcome. It would be a sanctuary, a paradise for scholars, where the world's most brilliant minds would be given complete freedom to do only one thing: follow their curiosity. The first professor he hired was Albert Einstein. He was soon joined by mathematicians like Kurt Gödel and John von Neumann. These were people wrestling with the most abstract, esoteric, and seemingly useless questions imaginable. They were probing the nature of space-time, the foundations of logic, and the abstract architecture of mathematics. If you had asked them, "What's the use of this?" they would have had no answer for you. They were not trying to build a better mousetrap. They were simply trying to understand the universe. And while they were lost in their useless thoughts, something remarkable happened. John von Neumann, in his quest to understand the abstract logic of self-replicating systems, wrote a paper in 1945 that laid out the complete logical structure for a stored program computer. This architecture, the von Neumann architecture, is to this day the fundamental blueprint for virtually every computer, every smartphone, every server on the planet. He didn't set out to invent the digital age. He was just playing with math. The modern world was an accidental byproduct of his curiosity. The work done by Einstein and his colleagues on theoretical physics, work that seemed to have no application on Earth, became the bedrock for the development of nuclear energy, and for better or worse, the atomic bomb. The entire field of cellular automata, which is now critical to modeling everything from stock markets to biological systems, grew out of von Neumann's abstract games. Flexner's great experiment was a stunning success, but not in the way anyone could have predicted. He did not create a factory for inventions. He created a garden for curiosity. And in that garden, ideas grew that were so powerful, they reshaped the 20th century. None of these breakthroughs came from a focused, goal-oriented project. They were all born in the fertile soil of useless knowledge. This story is a direct challenge to our obsession with utility. It teaches us that the straight line is an illusion. The most transformative innovations are almost never the result of a direct search for them. They are the unexpected discoveries made by people who were given the freedom to wander off the path. It forces us to ask a different kind of question. Instead of asking, "What is the use of it?" we should perhaps ask, "What is the use of only ever asking, what is the use of it?" Because a world that has no room for the useless, the playful, The purely curious is a world that has closed the door on the very process that creates the future.